I thought I would talk about horns on goats. Yes, they all, both have they have horns. Males and females both have horns. A lot of times people don't realize that the female goats do have horns also, but yeah, they both do. We There's a process called disbudding, and yeah, it's probably my least favorite thing to do, but the goats don't mind it as much as I do, and yes, it does hurt them, but for a very short period of time, 26 seconds total, and then they're done. So I guess you can kind of compare it to us getting a tattoo or ears pierced or something like that. It is, yeah, short, and they're done with it, and they run off and play, and they don't generally have any problems with it after that at all. But they have no horns. I'll show you one. Here, Heidi, ho. There's Heidi. Say hi, Heidi. See, she has no horns because she was disbudded. If you had asked me a couple years ago about having horns on goats, I would never have had horns on them. Now I do have 3 goats in my herd that have horns, and I kind of like them. I had a lot of concerns about them because, well, first of all, would they get in the milking stand okay, and if they would beat each other up and get stuck in things. So yeah, those are all very legit concerns. I have found out, yes, indeed, they do get themselves into the milking stands just fine. They don't have a problem with that at all. They don't get their heads stuck here. However, I've had some young ones. I have a couple places that have livestock panel, and so the gaps are bigger, and they're, I think, 4x4, and they do stick their head up, and stick their head in, and they do get stuck. So I've had to get them out. It's not been a major thing, but it is to the little one. But mostly they don't have a problem. Now, I'm going to clarify a few things on not getting heads stuck. Over the years, I have our setup has changed a lot. If we had had horns on goats in the beginning, they would have totally been a mess. We didn't have good fence. Some of the fence that I did have the larger gaps in it. The 4x4, we would have had heads stuck in there. Hay racks were hit and miss, different types and everything, and just little different things like that could have led to a problem with the goats getting their heads stuck. So yeah, definitely want to keep that in mind. What is your setup? Also, my goats all have a really good temperament. They're not ornery at each other. They don't get mean. They're not mean with humans at all. They love people, and all of them have a good attitude. However, if I had a goat in the herd that did have a bad attitude, that could be a problem. Whoa, almost got hit by a walnut. Anyway, that could be a problem if they had a bad attitude. They're good with each other. They do the head butting sparring thing as any goats do, but in general they're not going to hurt each other, and they don't want to hurt each other. They use their horns to scratch their backs, rub on things. They like to have their horns scratched, as a matter of fact. So anyway, and they're, in general, I think they're quite elegant with their horns, but that's my personal opinion. I'm not sure if I had little children. I'm not sure if I would have a goat with horns. Maybe if it grew up on the farm, and when we knew the goat from when it was a little baby, that wouldn't be a problem. I've seen quite a few people who have left the horns on their goats, and they don't have any problem. Again, it depends on the goat and the temperament and the environment that you're in. That makes a big difference. And of course, if you're going to show the goat and take the goat to the fair or anything like that, then you have to not have horns on it, because in general in the public they don't like to have horns on goats. But I don't know if I would have horns on my male goats or not. When they get in rut, they're bigger than me, and they behave very well for me. They're usually pretty excited about getting to the female. So I have to be careful with how I handle them, but in general they behave real well. But yeah, and they're good with each other, so I don't know that they would really beat up on each other or not either. But horns are definitely something that needs to be a personal decision. I like the horns. There's Heidi. She says hi. Huh? Yeah, hi, sweetheart. Yeah, she doesn't have her horns either, obviously, but a couple of the girls do. Little Daisy here. She has a little tiny horn that didn't get disbudded, but I think there you can see Opal there back behind me. She has very elegant horns. And let's see, there's horns on Harlow and Chloe, and both of them look very elegant. Bambi doesn't want me to touch her. Oh, and Pippi, Poppy, not Pippi, Poppy, she's just a little girl, and she's got some horns coming on her too. So I guess in general, just it needs to be a personal decision. I like the horns, but some people don't like the horns, and they've had a problem with them getting stuck. They can get themselves strangled and break a neck, because goats are good at doing strange and unusual things. But